The mission of community initiatives is to provide culturally appropriate educational, health, and social programming. The Greenwood Women's Care funded project is called our prenatal clinic, and this is a new project for community initiatives, and it was very sorely needed. We found that we had a lot of uninsured pregnant moms who were coming in and didn't have any options for health care. The specific challenges that are faced by uninsured pregnant women can greatly affect their pregnancy and their outcomes for the newborn. And so we wanted to make sure through this program that we were addressing not only prenatal care but prenatal outcomes and infant outcomes. This project has positively affected those who it serves because what happens is if a mom does not get prenatal care, there can be adverse effects for that child during birth, after birth, and not only for the child but for the mother. We literally are saving lives by making sure that moms have comprehensive, quality prenatal care.
The Alzheimer's Association's mission is to eliminate Alzheimer's disease and other dementia through actually accelerating global research, through enhancing and providing quality care and support, as well as driving risk reduction and early detection. And this grant's given us the opportunity to come in and sit down and really hear the concerns and needs of our Greenwood families and residents. And so we take that information and we start to implement educational programs, support group programs. We start to implement the services that we hear may be of need for the community outreach. We know that we have already touched lives through this grant, and I think one of the best examples that I can possibly give is that when looking at data compared from the previous year, looking at the data compared to this year, once we received the grant back in October, we've recognized that we've already increased the amount of reach that we have had from one year to from the next. So we have already reached over 100 people, believe it or not, through this grant period, versus what we would have reached the previous year, which is around 30 people. So we've already seen an increase of the amount of reach, so we know it's already working thanks to this grant.
The mission of Faith Home is to provide drug and alcohol addiction treatment to anybody in our community here that may need it, using Christ-centered spirituality and 12-step recovery. And we hope to return everybody that comes through Faith Home back out the doors as productive members of society. The project being funded by Greenwood Women's Care, the grant funds that we asked for, is our new commercial kitchen. We first started raising money for the new commercial kitchen in 2016. We couldn't be more grateful. We sent in the grant for a new commercial dishwasher, a new stove, and a new serving counter to go in the kitchen. And we're just so grateful.
Thanks to the generosity of Greenwood Women Care, we are in our third year of our Penguin Project, a program for children with special needs to have their time to shine. One unintended consequence of the Penguin Project that has been a wonderful thing to find out about is raising awareness of children with special needs and what their abilities truly are. The name of the project comes from the fact that penguins do not fly, yet they survive and thrive just like every other bird in the wild. One of the most powerful videos I've seen was a wrap-up after the first Penguin Project that was done in Illinois. And they were interviewing the artist and the mentors. And they asked the mentor what they thought about the program. And the mentor said, "I knew there would be a lot of lives changed by this program. However, I did not know it would be mine."
The mission of the Greenwood Promise is to ensure a tuition-free path for all of our Greenwood County students. We want to make sure that we are removing as many barriers for our students as we can so that they can go to college if that is their choice after they graduate from high school. Back in November of 2021, we conducted a feasibility study as part of our capital campaign, and through that feasibility study, we found a great need for our students to be involved with our investors in the workforce. There was a shortage of workers that were needed in our different industries that are here in Greenwood County. And they identified a want and a need to have our students come out there and work. We figured that it would be a great opportunity for them to participate in the workforce in a place where they could possibly end up working one day. and for them to form a relationship with our investors. Really good return on investment. So the project that you have funded for us, which we are so grateful for, is our career coordinator.
This grant is allowing us to serve the students at Piedmont Technical College by putting them in work-based learning experiences. It is also serving our investors to fill open jobs. This project impacts the Greenwood community as a whole through job placement, which is especially important given today's employment challenges.
The mission of our organization is to meet people in crisis, whether it's medical or life crisis, get them through their crisis, and help them to be on a path of self-sustainability for their families and themselves, all in the loving manner of Jesus Christ. We are so grateful for what Greenwood Women Cares has done, granting us funds many times for our women's clinic that we started last March. What we were seeing with our patients was we could provide care to them, all of their medical needs, until it was a surgery or a procedure that they needed. But how can we help our patients past this threshold?
One of our ladies came to the clinic. She was desperate. She was having an excruciating pain for 3 years. She came here and she was in tears when she found out that she needed a surgery, and she said, they are asking me $2,000 to do a surgery, but I don't have that money because of this pain I wasn't able to work. It was almost at the same time that we got this grant. So we were able to help her with the down payment, and she could have the surgery. The surgery went well, and she is happy right now.
Some of the services that we provide at Hospice and Palliative Care at the Piedmont include providing hospice in the home. We also have the hospice house. Another service we provide in the community is bereavement and support groups. The project that Greenwood Women Care, the grant that was provided to us, was to renovate our children's play area. The hospice house is around 17 years old, so the play area was starting to look a little shabby. Additionally, in that room, we purchased new toys, and there's a little oven there with little maple leaf pies and cookies for them to play with, as well as some additional toys. We also provided an educational component. We have several books that we purchased on grief, so we were very thankful for the monies to update this project and use it for the children.
Rock Steady Boxing is a mission into itself. Our whole purpose is to help as many people as possible that have Parkinson's. It's something that came about because I had a Parkinson's client as a personal trainer. Once I came to the YMCA, I couldn't believe how many people kept coming to me saying, I have Parkinson's, can you help me? We pulled together, found Rock Steady Boxing, and from there we've not looked back. People with Parkinson's, usually once they've been diagnosed, they find that they're isolated, they have depression, they withdraw, they have anxiety, they no longer want to be in the public eye. We call it the magic. When the magic happens in that group setting, it is so powerful. So imagine you go to a neurologist, and he looks at you and he says, you have Parkinson's. In that moment, you realize this is the best you're going to ever feel for the rest of your life. The one thing that we give these people is hope.
Palmetto Girls Sing exists to enhance the lives of young women and young girls in our community, socially, spiritually, and also through increasing their self-esteem. And the vehicle we use for all of that is music. This project, though, started in summer of 2019 when we applied to the Crescent City Youth Choral Festival. We are going to New Orleans on June 24th. We'll be there the 24th through the 28th. The girls will participate in rehearsals with other young people from around the country, and we will give a concert at the end of the experience. We will also work with world-famous conductors and composers. Dr. Tom Shelton is one of our clinicians, and he also composed 2 of the pieces that we're going to sing. And I really believe that any time you invest in the life of a young person in our community, it has far-reaching effects for all of us.
Here at Piedmont Agency on Aging, we offer programs that enable seniors to stay more independent and in their homes longer. We have a greenhouse that started in 2015, and we have recently made some new partnerships, and it has just really grown. We have used the grant from Greenwood Women Care to build new boxes. We made them taller so the seniors don't have to stoop over to work in them. The seniors work with the children of our Lifetime Discoveries and do different educational activities. Lakeland's Master Gardeners have done classes with the kids and the seniors, and they have been working hands-on and learning about pollinator gardens. They've been hunting for insects, seeing actually how our gardens grow and that vegetables come from gardens and not the grocery store. Since the Master Gardeners and Piedmont Tech have partnered with us in our greenhouse, it helps us at the agency by keeping our seniors active and engaged. The Master Gardeners have classes all the time, and they are going to use this now as their teaching garden, where they can bring people from the community out to learn about sustainability and pollinators and how they can take all these things home and implement them in their backyards and watch their gardens grow.
Our mission is to discover and develop unlimited potential. We provide services for adults and children with disabilities throughout different counties: Greenwood, Abbeville, Edgefield, West Shoals, and Lexington. When the pandemic hit, we couldn't have visitors. Their family could only call. Our consumers didn't understand the process of the pandemic, why they couldn't have visits with their families. So with this project, we were able to have tablets, and they can FaceTime with their families. I helped one of the guys set up the call with his mom. They hadn't seen each other for a while, so when we finally connected with her, he was so excited to see her, and he was trying to touch her through the screen, pet the dog, and it was just a great opportunity for them to use the tablet and just to connect with family.
Models Academy is a holistic mentoring program for African American males in grades 4 through 12. We partner with school districts. We work closely with these schools to provide opportunities for African American males to explore their history, explore themselves, and to develop mechanisms for them to be successful holistically in their lives. Models Academy is very thankful for the funding provided by Greenwood Women Care. We're excited about the initiative that Greenwood Women Care will be funding. Our models will be taking a trip to Montgomery and Selma, Alabama. They'll visit the Equal Justice Initiative National Museum of African American History. They'll visit the Lynching Memorial, that's also a part of the Equal Justice Initiative program. Then we'll go over to Selma and they'll walk the Edmund Pettus Bridge, and they'll be a part of the Civil Rights Trail, where they'll also visit the Rosa Parks Museum. And all of this for us is used to instill in our young men, this is why people traversing these trails, or why you have no excuses in terms of being successful. Models Academy affects Greenwood in a number of ways. In our society, in order for us to be truly fulfilled and to really feel good about what we're doing, we need everyone to be at their best. It's not lost upon us that lagging behind in far too many areas, educationally, socially, are African American males. We firmly believe that by educating African American males from an early age, engaging them and getting them to know who they are, what they can become, and what's available to them through hard work, through education, we feel like we can affect the greater community. Greenwood is a better place with a cohort of effective, affirmative African American males, and Models Academy is seeking to develop those types of young.